Vanilla Coffee Mate powdered creamer, half a cup of regular original Coffee Mate non-dairy creamer, 3/4 cup of iced tea unsweetened, this is the powdered form, 1 cup of white sugar, 1 teaspoon of ground ginger, 1 teaspoon of ground cinnamon, half a teaspoon of ground cloves, a teaspoon of ground cardamom, 1/4 of a teaspoon of ground nutmeg, and 1/4 of a teaspoon of ground allspice. Just want to whisk all of these ingredients together, and I personally like to take an extra step and use a grinder, a spice grinder, to make the particles very fine and powdery so it basically melts in the milk when you're making it. Now once it's mixed, I just like to put about half a cup into this spice grinder. I'm using the one from Capresso. Now you just want to grind it until it's a fine powder. And you can really see what a difference it makes if you do use a spice or coffee grinder to just blend it all together. I feel like it's more uniform and it will dissolve better in the milk. I like to store it in one of these containers. I usually store my flour and sugar and brown sugar in these containers, and I really like how it holds and keeps it fresh. So to make the vanilla chai latte, you put 8 ounces of milk into a small saucepan, and then to that we're just going to take 2 tablespoons of the vanilla chai spice mix that we just made, add it to the milk, and then you want to whisk it into the milk so it all dissolves. Now I personally like to kind of whisk it while it's warming up. I have it on medium-high heat. You just want to whisk it until it becomes a little frothy. I feel like that kind of gives it the authentic Dunkin' Donuts feel. And you basically want to do this until the milk starts bubbling and boiling up, but be careful and keep an eye on it, because if it boils too much, it'll kind of go all the way up and explode all over your stovetop. So you really want to keep an eye on it. It's not something that you can take your eyes off, just even for a second, because that's the second that it'll probably bubble up. So you see how it's becoming frothy, and you just want to keep on whisking it until your desired consistency. You could even take it out now if you want. You just really want the milk to warm up, and so the spice mix could dissolve inside of it. Now once it's ready, I personally like to strain it just to get all the little particles off from the bottom. I feel like it makes more for a smoother consistency. Now this step is totally optional, but you see, no matter how much you blend it or grind it in the spice grinder, you'll always still be left with a few particles on the bottom, which is totally fine, and this step you don't have to